Hey guys, so this is part 2 of the elimination video. In video 1, the one that came before this, those two examples were just like 2 that we did in class together, like 2 Fridays ago when I first taught y'all elimination. These next 2 examples are going to be really different, so these are the ones that you want to make sure you're paying good attention on and that you're texting me or video chatting with me to ask me for more help or ask me where I got stuff from, okay? So let's go ahead and get started on example 3. So first, check and make sure your variables are lined up. I've got x's with x's and y's with y's and the solutions together. So everything is lined up. That looks good. Now we want to look for the easiest pair to eliminate. Is it easier to eliminate the x's? Is it easier to eliminate the y's? So let's take a look at it. If you first look at this one, you're probably like, what the heck, Miss Poole? Nothing eliminates, right? So 3x and 5x are not going to eliminate because they're not the same. So if I took away 3 M&Ms from Bray and then I took away 5 M&Ms from Annie Marie, okay, well, nothing eliminated there, right? Because they're not the same. If we look at this next pair, I'm taking away 8 y's and then I'm adding 1 y. So those aren't going to eliminate either, okay? So this is where in the steps it says, let's see, or multiply one equation. I'm underneath step 1 where my little cursor is right here. Multiply one equation by a factor that will make something eliminate. So what we want to do is multiply one of these equations by a number to make something eliminate, okay? My x's aren't going to eliminate. If I multiply 3 times 2, because that would be the next biggest thing, you don't multiply by 1 because it doesn't change, right? If I multiplied 3 by 2, 3 times 2 is 6. Are 6 and 5 going to cancel? No. 3 times 3 would be 9, or 9 and 5 going to cancel? No. 3 times 4 would be 12, 12 and 5. They won't cancel. The x's will not cancel, right? So let's take a look at our y's. This one is negative 8. This one is an understood 1. Can I make this 1 become an 8? Yes, and the way I do that is by multiplying everything in the bottom equation by 8. Remember, it's okay to change signs and change coefficients as long as you do the same thing to every single term in the equation, all right? So this is going to change to negative 3x minus 8y equals 20 because I did not change the top part, right? That first equation is fine. But this bottom one, I'm going to multiply everything by 8. So 8 times negative 5 is going to give me negative 40. 8 times 1 is going to give me 8. Oh gosh, and 8 times 19, y'all check behind me because I don't have a calculator. I'm going to come to the side because y'all know I'm not good at mental math. 2, carry the 7. All right, I got 152. Ooh, we got big numbers for this one. Probably should have done a different one, but it's okay. We'll get through it together. All right, so now that we've multiplied everything in the bottom one by 8, you guys, look what happens to our y's right here. If I have negative 8y and positive 8y, what are they going to do if I try to put them together? They're going to eliminate, right? So now, if I combine everything else, 40 and 3 are both negative, same sign, so I can add them. So this is negative 43x equals 20 plus 152. I'm going to come over here and line it up so y'all can see what I'm doing because they have the same sign, so we're going to add. 2 plus 0 is 2, 5 plus 2 is 7, bring down the 1, so 172. Okay, and I am going to cheat. I'm going to get a calculator, well, my phone. Because these are large numbers. 172 divided by 43. So this negative 43 is touching the x, which means I'm going to divide it to get x by itself. And when I did 172 divided by negative 43, I got negative 4 for the x value. So if the x is negative 4, I'm going to take that negative 4, put it back into the original one, 4x, and that should help me find the y value where these two lines cross, okay? So instead of an x, I'm putting in negative 4. So this is going to now be negative 3 times negative 4 instead of an x minus 8y equals 20. Okay, negative 3 times negative 4 is positive 12 minus 8y equals 20. And now I'm going to draw my wall and I'm going to solve this equation that's left for y. So I'm going to cover my y. This 12, even though there's a negative right here, that's with the 8. The 12 is a positive 12. So the opposite of a positive 12 is to make it negative or subtract it. So this is now negative 8y equals, I just brought it down, 20 minus 12 is 8. Divide the negative 8. And y is going to equal negative 1. All right? So the ordered pair where these two lines cross is going to be at the point negative 4, negative 1. All right, so this one was kind of tricky just because nothing would eliminate, so we had to multiply to make it eliminate, right? But once you multiply, it's the same process that we did in the first video with example 1 and 2. So let's do one more, and then I feel like you guys should be good to go on your homework. All right, so example 4, I threw you a doozy for this one, okay? What do we need to do first? All right, hopefully somebody's saying, hold up, they're not lined up, right? So the bottom one looks good. We have x, y, and then our equals. So I'm going to bring this bottom one over because that one is fun. But let's take a look at this top one. It's supposed to go in alphabetical order, so we should see x's, then y's, then our equal sign, right? But we don't see that here with this one because we've got y's in front. So if I can move this 2x over here to the front, then everything should be lined up. So if I want to move positive 2x to the left side, the other side, remember you do the opposite. So the opposite of a positive is to make it negative, and what you do to one side, you do to the other. So now the way I've rewritten that, it should say negative 2x minus y equals negative 9. All right, so now if we look at this new system that we have, we want to try to pick the easiest variable to eliminate. So let's start with our x's. Can I eliminate 2 and 5? No, they won't eliminate, right? So can I multiply 2 by anything to make it eliminate with a 5? Hang on one second, my dog is killing me. Daisy, shh, hush. Lord, I feel like I'm with y'all. She's trying my patience. All right, can I make 2 multiply by anything to cancel with 5? 2 times 2 is 4. Do 4 and 5 eliminate? No. What about 2 times 3? That's 6. Will 6 and 5 eliminate? No. So if you keep trying numbers, 2 is never going to be able to cancel out with 5, no matter what you multiply it by, okay? But let's look at our y's. So in front of this y, there's an understood 1, and this y has a 2. Is there any way I can make this 1 become a 2? Okay? If we multiply the whole top by 2, y'all are saying 2 times 1 should make 2y, right? So let's do that. I'm going to come down here. We're not changing the bottom one, so I'm going to bring that one down. 5x minus 2y equals 18. But the top one, we're going to multiply everything by 2 so I can make my y's the same and make them cancel. So 2 times negative 2, it's going to give me negative 4x. 2 times negative 1y is going to give me negative 2y. And 2 times negative 9 is going to give me negative 18. All right, so from here, if you look at our y's now, because that's what we picked to eliminate, right? Because the x's wouldn't work. They're both negative, so are they going to cancel out? If I have negative 2 and I take away 2 more, that becomes negative 4. So it's not 0, it doesn't eliminate. But what can I do to make sure these cancel? I can change all the signs. Very good. Now, does it matter which one you go change all the signs to? No. As long as these two are opposite, they'll cancel. So this time I'm going to change all the signs in the top just to show y'all it doesn't matter, okay? So instead of negative 4x, that's now positive. Instead of negative 2y, that's now positive. And instead of negative 18, that's now positive. Now look at your y's. Positive 2y, negative 2y are going to cancel. And I'm going to combine and solve with what's left, okay? So 4x plus 5x gives me 9x, because they're both positive. 18 plus 18 is going to give me 36. And all I'm going to do now is divide by 9. So x equals 36 divided by 9. If you use your hand trick for the 9s, so let's see, I got to do it on this hand because it's backwards. We're multiplying by, we're trying to get 36. So if you look at my fingers that are left, that says 36. My fourth finger is down. So x equals 4. And now I'm going to take that x equals 4 and put it back into the original equation, right? So back up here. This is now negative y equals 2. Instead of an x, we're putting in 4, right? 2 times 4 minus 9. Okay, so this will be negative y equals 2 times 4 is 8. 8 minus 9. This is a positive 8, right? So they're different signs, which means we're going to subtract. 9 take away 8 is 1. And 9 is bigger than 8, so it should be negative. And now y is still not all the way by itself, so let's review. If there's nothing in front of the y, it's an understood 1. So to get y completely by itself, we actually have to divide by negative 1. And when you do negative 1 divided by negative 1, the negatives cancel. 1 divided by 1 is just a positive 1. So the ordered pair where these two lines cross is at the point 4, 1. All right, so you have examples of where they'll already eliminate, where they won't eliminate, but if you change the signs, they will, where you multiply, and you've got one where you have to do everything. So this last one, we had to redo the order. We had to line everything up. Then we had to multiply. Then we had to change the signs and solve. So you have an example like everything you could possibly see on your final exam, okay? If you need help on your homework, please, please, please text or video chat me. I'm going to go get my dog now.